What's good, guys? I got another update. This weekend was crazy, crazy, crazy. I think I walked over 30 miles in 3 days, almost averaging, well, obviously averaging about 10 miles a day. My feet are fucking killing me. I'm going for another walk just so I can keep my muscles moving. So Friday was pretty dope. Quick little synapse. I had a kind of date night situation going. Plans kept following through because of whatever the fuck. So much confusion going on. Like, again, I'm not confused about the situation, but she was about the whole goddamn time. You know, I set multiple precedences and whatever, right? Long story short, we start meeting up with her and her friends because that's how women are. They can't just, go on a single date, right? So long story short, I'm over here dancing, freaking with her because it was like hip hop and R&B. We were having a fucking great ass time. She's trying to get her friends to dance with me because I'm such a good dancer, and I'm just like, I'm not really feeling them, right? But to people please type shit. I danced with one of them. She didn't know how to dance. I didn't really wasn't feeling it anymore, so I kind of scooped back to her, and then I was telling her, I'm getting bored. I need to go to another spot, cause one, I got my folks over there, some friends and shit. And I just wanted to dance in banda. And then, so long story short, I was like, I'm gonna go outside and take a couple puffs, and I'll see you. Take your time, 5-10 minutes. It shouldn't take that long. And then she replies back, I need to go to the bathroom after 5 minutes. And I was like, okay, so that's probably like another 5 to 10, whatever. Fuck it, even if it's 30 minutes to an hour, right? I already told you where I was going. You got my number. You could text. You could call. You know what I mean? You could go over and say what's up and be like, hey, I came to see where you at. You like, and again, the distance is like, we're right here at this fence, right? All you would have to do is go down the street, and it was the building on the left. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not asking her to drive somewhere. And then mind you, she lives in the city, and I don't. So I had to fucking travel, almost 30 miles, or not 30, like 15 miles to get there. Right? Again, it's not a big whoop, but I'm just asking her to walk 10, 40, 50 feet. Or a fucking text. So whatever, that shit fell through. I ended up just fucking walking my ass to the spot, and that's where I, fucking dap up the fucking bartender because he's my buddy, and like, I'm not even kidding. As soon as I get in, the beer's already on the counter. He already knows that he can charge me later. And then so I'm just basically walking around with the tab and fucking dancing because the music was fucking fire. And a couple chicks noticed me, and then they started like, dancing all around me. And so I'm cool with it. I'm like, yeah, sure, like, that's what's up. And then the music started getting really good where you needed a partner. So I grabbed one of them and I started dancing with her. And she kind of didn't really know what the fuck she was doing because, like, it was obvious, right? And so what I did was, I kind of gave her the spin, and then that's when she kind of decided, this is too much for me. I'm getting overwhelmed, right? So her friend grabs her other friend, the birthday girl, and has her dance with me. I knocked her socks off. She actually knows how to dance pretty well. So we were just fucking dancing for like 3 songs. And then she's like, hold on, is it okay if I bring another friend? She wants to know how to dance and learn how to dance and dance with somebody that knows how to dance. So I was like, cool, sure, why not? I'm feeling all types of way. I'm feeling so good right now. Nothing can bring me down unless I stop dancing. So I was just like, fuck it. We start dancing with her. She was okay. Then they start taking me to the table where the girl has like a bunch of shots. They're trying to get me to drink, and I'm just like, nah, nah, nah. I'm out here just fucking, seeing what's up. Ooh, we just got a text from the girl, from the first girl. Oh, so she ended up texting me the next night. Sorry, let me close that loop. So she ended up texting me that later that night around like 2 a.m. Right when I was already going home, like, well, I guess it wasn't meant to be. You never came back. But it's like, why the fuck would I come back when I told you the vibe was not vibing for me? You know what I mean? Like, if I need to move, I'm a move. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be sitting there idle wanting to move type shit. Like, I got a lot of this going on. My legs, my knees, they just want to keep moving. Like right now, I should be sitting down, but I'm not fucking doing that. So back to the story. So right now she's texting me because I recently just texted her. I ghosted her for 3 days, and I just texted her and I was like, so I got my plans ready for Friday. Let me know. I'm not gonna acknowledge that shit. I'm not gonna acknowledge that I left or whatever the fuck. I'm not gonna give that benefit of the doubt. Hell no. We just move on, right? We gotta start treating them like we're parents type shit. You know what I mean? And they're just being bad. Like we don't acknowledge the bad. You don't reward the bad. You know what I mean? You let them sit and fester in it for about 48 hours, 72 hours, right? Hit them with some shit where it's like nothing ever happened, right? But if it does come back up, you're gonna put them in their fucking place. You're gonna be like, hey, I told you 2 plus 2 is 1. I mean, 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 1. Sorry. 2 plus 2 is 4. So where the fuck did you get your answer from? You know what I mean? I told you in 5 to 10 minutes, I'll see you outside. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you need to go to the bathroom or not. It's 5, 10 minutes from when I told you. And let's say, okay, I'm a nice guy. I'll reset it when you tell me that you need to go to the bathroom, right? But also, if I give you a time frame and you don't meet it, I'm already on to the next. And the best thing you could do is meet me there. You know what I mean? Or text me, hey, you know what? I see you're moving too fast. I'll catch you in the next one. Easy. Boom. Not no, oh, I'm gonna try to make you feel pity and feel sad for whatever the fuck. No, I'm not gonna feel that type of way. I just danced with 2 other bitches like not even 20 minutes later. And I didn't even know that. You know what I mean? Like I could have just fucking gone home. But you know what I did? I powered through it. I talked to these 2 other chicks. I ended up getting the birthday girl's number. And then later that night, like ran into this dude and this hot ass chick. And she was dancing like a fucking newborn stallion coming out of the fucking womb. Like, just fucking ice picks ass legs, just ta 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 ta. Like it was crazy, brother. Cause she wanted me to dance with her, and so I got the fucking permission from the homie, and I was like, really trying to swing it in, but she was just more of like, I'm just stomping, and it was fucking awkward as hell. But I made that dude laugh, and he ended up fucking taking me out and fucking give me a cigarette and smoking some weed. But I've been making money. That's like another undertone too. It's like I'm not just settling, just being in the environment. Like Saturday, I had the T-Pain concert, which was fucking phenomenal. I ended up parking there, and my tickets weren't working for whatever fucking reason. I got that fixed though. But my whole point was I was sitting in the parking lot, just chilling, vibing, drinking with the fucking, well, not with him, but outside. And then there was a parking attendant, and he just, we were just chopping it up and shit. And so I was trying to like figure it out, like, how is he doing this, right? So he just had a Zelle, and he apparently had asked his business, if he could sell the spots for them, and he'd take care of the whole thing, and whoop to whoop, and fucking $30 of parking, right? So more than likely he was pocketing like at least 20, right? Which is not bad. But point of the story is that I became friends with him, and I told him, hey, you know what? If I can get you 2 more parking spots, can I get my parking for free? He said, yeah, bet. Bet. Okay, let me get 4, because my buddy's gonna come through with his car, so we both get free parking, and we just call it even. And he's like, even bigger bet. I was like, all right, for sure. So I ended up getting him 8. He paid me for 1, gave me my parking for free, and then I was gonna get another one. And then my homie ended up saying, the whole dilemma, him and his lady, I keep telling you to dump the bitch. She ain't worth shit. The sad part is, he's a great guy, right? Like me. And he's basically in the same situation I was in like 9, 10 years ago. Fell for someone, blind love, just basically became retarded over it. Not getting anything in my way within my reason, within the boundaries type stuff, and it fucking hurts. But long story short, I ended up seeing him for like 2 minutes at the concert. But at the concert, oh my gosh. Oh, actually, I didn't finish the last part. So the Friday night, after I talked to those chicks, I got that number from the birthday girl. Then I ended up going home, and on my way home, there was this like little lost puppy girl. She was so fucking cute, and we ended up making out, and I really wasn't paying attention too much because I was already just fucking tired and I wanted to go home. So I didn't really even try to pull the move to bring her home to my house or to fuck her or whatever the fuck. But I still got a number. We still made out. We made some connection. And then Saturday, the T-Pain concert, that whole incident happened. While I was getting my money at the fucking parking attendant, there was like these 3 girls that were walking by, and I just fucking hollered at one of them. I was like, "Hey, you want a free beer?" Right? And then thinking nothing of it, just fucking around. And one of the other girls was like, "Wait, what do you mean free?" I was like, "What the fuck do you think you mean free? Free is free," And I'm like, I'm handing it out, And then like, and then they wanted me to walk it over. They're like, oh, "Okay, cool," and they stuck their hands out. I was like, the hell does that even mean? Sorry, I don't speak sign language. Can you guys come right here, right in front of me, please? Like, and they did. They were just like, "Yes, daddy. Where do you want me to stand? Here, here, here? Where do you want us lined up? You want the big one there, the small one there? Do you want the middle one there? Do you want this one there?" And I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter. But here's the beer. Cheers. How we feeling tonight? And they were like, "Oh, whoop de whoop." And then one of the girls was like, "Oh, I'm so fucking cold. You look so warm." I was like, "Baby, I'm on fire right now. Like, if I took all these clothes off, I would still be warmer than all y'all put together." And then she's like, "Ooh, I love that." I was like, "Get in my arms." And then so I was just fucking hugging her like this, right? Like she was my bitch. And then this other girl was fucking smoking a badass doink. And I was like, "Can you pass that shit to me?" And she was like, "Okay." And then she fucking passes it, and she's like waiting for my hand to come out. I was like, "Well, I'm holding your girl. You gotta put it in my mouth." Ah! And then she did. So I had a dunk in my mouth, a bitch in my arms, and then they like started trying to walk away, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And they're like, "Oh no, we need to go to the concert." And I was like, "Yeah, but the concert ends at 11, so the party's where I'm at." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then so we're almost done with the fucking doink, and I was getting already kind of tired of their, whatevers or whatever. And then I was just like, "Okay, well, y'all have a nice day." And they just kind of looked at me like, "What do you mean have a nice day?" I was like, "Yeah, well, I think we're kind of done here, right?" And then she's like, "Yeah, but you didn't even ask for our numbers. Like, who are you even hitting on?" Like, I was like, "I'm here vibing, bro. Like, your girl needed fucking a hug. I gave her the warmest hug she's probably having in her life. So if you want to see me again, you might know what to do." And she's like, "Okay, give me your phone number." I was like, "Okay, bet. Fuck it." And then we ended up going into the fucking the concert. We ended up seeing like 2 other biddies in there, got their phone numbers, and then after the concert, we were walking home, and there was this fucking dime piece. But what I'm trying to understand is that recently I've been only having success with like cultured women. You know what I mean? Like white women don't really give me the time of day, which is very interesting because I feel like they secretly fucking love me, but they're scared of me, and I think that's the same thing with Asian women and Indian women. But then I think it's also the racist stigma behind all of it. You know what I mean? They see a Hispanic male, Mexican, caramel, skin complexion, that knows how to talk, that knows how to walk, and has fucking some swag up to wazoo. Fuck out of here. They're gonna be like, "That guy's high maintenance." Like, bitch, you're high maintenance. We kind of belong together, right? Duh. So that was that. And then I got home from fucking SF at like 3. And then I went out last night. Damn, last night was kind of a movie too. It wasn't that good, to be very honest. And I was hyping it up, which I shouldn't have. I definitely shouldn't have. You know, I think I got one number out of it. Like really no play. Like everybody, every bitch was already like, it was like grocery. Like you could tell these bitches were window shopping, and it was just like, like not even window shopping for personalities. And that's like what I struggled the most with. And the reason I say that is because I made like 3 bitches laugh. But then this dude that was dry as fuck kind of swept them all off their feet. And I was like, fuck, bro. Like, am I just the jester? Am I just the jester in these bitches' lives? You know what I mean? So when these bitches say, oh, make me laugh, they don't want you to make them laugh. They don't want you to make, you know what they want you to make them? They want you to make them guess. That literally guess. I'm not even joking. Like the more the girl don't know, the more she's willing to fuck. Well, at least the hot chicks. That's what I'm trying to say. Not all the other girls are just regular. You know what I mean? Like you could just talk to them like regular bitches. Like why didn't you show up? Or like this chick that said that shit. You know, I could have just easily been like, well, we need to have a talk. We need to have a talk about what happened that night and get this shit in order. Because again, I had no explanation because I prefaced everything, right? So if you need clarification, that's different. I'll clarify everything. I'll clarify that shit. Clear. You know, I'm transparent, but I ain't explaining shit. I'm not gonna be like, you know, well, what happened was, no. I told you this, and you didn't listen. And that's it. Why do I have to apologize? You know what I'm saying? But I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Just be you, grow, love yourself.